She's like,
Oh my God! You guys hear that? It was like a leprechaun of some sort. I don't know what that
I
was.
am a leprechaun. You didn't know?
Yeah, yeah,
True. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
very clear on the YouTube. Okay, so that works. Good.
Yeah. Apparently she's got 4K or something, and you can see everything on her face.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yours is really clear too, though. So
yeah. I guess it's maybe my eyes are just crappy.
maybe. Oh my goodness, Riva's here. Hi, Riva.
Oh boy. Yeah. So we're doing part 2 of Bardstown. This is the Netherlands. Kathy and Samantha Netherland. The Netherlands family. It's another unsolved murder, and it was around, the time of Ellis. It was around that time. It was a little bit before Crystal Rogers and Tommy and the rest. I guess that's about it after that. But there is just a lot of it's just crazy in a little tiny town like that to have 4
All of this.
unsolved murders. Just wild.
It is. This one is a pretty brutal one.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason's was too, of course, but I think this one even shocked people more. Well, I mean, we'll get into why, but all of them are, unsolved. They're still looking. They have detectives, FBI working on this stuff, and they're still all unsolved.
Yeah, see, this case needs more attention. See, it's interesting how, like, this one really, if you think back, there really isn't a ton. Maybe people have made videos and things here and there, but it doesn't have the same level. Like, if you gave it a month of Gabby Petito coverage, it probably might get some answers, right?
Yeah, right.
And, I think I went over it once, like 2 years ago, maybe. But it's really brutal what's going on.
It was the
here.
one I was least familiar with of all of the Bardstown stuff that I was looking at. This was definitely the one I was least familiar with. So
yeah, and I think your people are really stretching to try to make a connection to that murder to the other ones. Even though there are some things out there, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to. There's an angle about with a child with Down syndrome, right? And then maybe the mother taught and stuff like that. Is that what you're going to be bringing up later? See, I don't know what she doesn't share with me. I just know the case too, and she comes up with like a PDF, and then we go through it.
yeah, so I have a couple of theories right after going through all of this, and then all day today I've been working on crystal stuff, which will be much, much longer than this.
Yeah.
So if we were to make assumptions and think, could these all be connected? There's a couple of strings that I could try to attach, and then Gray maybe might talk me out of them. So Jason did have a son with Down syndrome. Also, his wife was a substitute teacher for the elementary school in which Miss Kathy worked for. She was a special education teacher. But where would that go? Because they were both teachers, because she was a special ed teacher and Jason had a special ed child. I don't buy that. I did hear that they were both very outspoken when it came to drugs and violence and gangs. I don't know how accurate that is, but if they were, then that could lead us back to the Bardstown money gang.
Yeah, and they've also when they've said
I think
gang
Nick is connected to them in some way.
Yeah, and then there's also, I don't know, you probably have it in there, but a gang. Somebody in prison was saying maybe it was a gang. So anyways, before we get all the way to the end and the theories, maybe we should go through the PDF. So you ready to?
We should.
Oh, but by the way, Happy New Year's, everybody! New Year,
Yeah, it's a new year.
Let me ask you something. People, is this a Happy New Year? Because I think this is one of those. What was that thing? The effect that you were talking about?
Oh, yeah, the Mandela effect.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. Because I always think it's Happy New Year's with an S at the end. But is it
Is
really?
it?
Is it
I don't think
really
so.
Happy New Year's? Everybody say, I know I've heard that a million times, right? But but listen, did I really hear that? That's what I want to know.
I think you've heard it, but I don't think it's Happy New Year's
Yeah,
because it's only 1 year.
right. I wouldn't think so, right? But it's been
Right.
said for so long that do we really know what the truth is?
I don't
Yeah.
even think the year is 2022. So there's that.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's 2022, guys.
All right. So
All right.
you ready?
I'm going to share. Should we count it down?
Okay. 3, 2,
Two.
1.
1, go.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, we are getting good at this.
Yeah, everything shifts around, so we have to make a whole nother window. So you guys don't understand the absolute complexity of what just happened there.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to introduce you to part 2 of Bardstown. This is Kathy and Samantha Netherland. And this all occurs April 21st, April 22nd of 2014. So I'm going to tell you a little about each of them. Kathy was a special educations teacher. She was 48 years old, and she taught at the Bardstown Elementary School. Her husband had passed about 7 months previous to Kathy's death, and she and her husband had been involved with the Special Olympics since the early 90s. They had one other child, Holly, who was away at college during the time that all of this happens. This is Samantha. Now, Samantha was 16. She was an outstanding student. She had recently been accepted into the Gatton Academy at Western Kentucky University for gifted and talented students. So she was very smart. She was very involved in school. And like most 16-year-olds, she was extremely excited because she was about to attend her prom. So down here, you'll see a little photo. And she's telling someone, this is the dress that I think this is the mom telling Holly, the other daughter, or telling her aunt, this is what Sam picked for prom.
I think the aunt said that she got a picture of her, and that was the last picture.
I think that was
had.
this. Yeah, the aunt.
Okay.
And the prom was right around the corner. It was about to happen. So on April 22nd, 2014, it was very unusual for Kathy not to call into work. She was prompt. Even if she planned on being late, she would call, but for her just not to show up was extremely unusual. And then Samantha also didn't show up for school, unusual, because, like I said, she was a great student. It just wouldn't happen. So the schools and the friends start calling around to the family saying, do you know what's going on? Because Sam didn't show up, Kathy's not here. And eventually they got in touch with Kathy's dad, Norris Hardin. So he went to their home, and that is their home up there. And when he came in, what he found were his daughter and granddaughter inside dead, and the scene was terrible because of the way that they were killed. And we'll get into that here in a second. An investigation started quickly. Everybody who was questioned, everybody who knew them, said that these people were like the nicest, sweetest people. And we hear that a lot in cases, but these guys had no enemies. They went to church every Sunday. They were involved with their church. They're involved with Special Olympics. They're involved with disabled children. There was nothing. The only thing that they did find was this Chevy Impala. It was the years they thought were 2006 to 2010. And they said that they believed that either the driver or the passenger of this car, or both, were inside of the house.
If there is a passenger.
If there is, right.
Well, you know what's interesting is that picture right there isn't the same place that I have. They must have that car on multiple cameras, because that's a totally different place.
Is
Then
it?
yeah, because there's another one that has two. I'll show you in a minute, but yeah. So
Okay,
so keep that one. Like if you have that one sitting around,
sure.
maybe send it over back and try to figure out where that photo was taken too. But I know where the other one was.
Shows the reward here, $50,000, and we're going to get to how that reward came to be in a second. So, while researching the Crystal Rogers case, a reporter was speaking to inmates, trying to get information, the Bardstown money gang or whatever it was. There had been some info released about Kathy and Samantha's murders in the news, but he tells the reporter, this is a quote from him. Well, I know they was tortured. I know they was tied to chairs. One had they throat slit, they was stabbed, and one was shot. I know that trinkets were taken as trophies. So that was the statement that he gave. Now, the info about the chairs had not been released,
Yeah.
but the police wouldn't confirm whether chairs were involved. So they did ask Holly about the chairs because remember, the grandfather walked in and saw them, so he knew those details.
Yeah, the aunt seemed to know something. Well, that's the aunt, right? Yeah, I mean, the aunt seemed to know about. I thought, was that the mother or, I mean, the aunt or the sister that knew
Holly.
about the chairs? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think they all knew. The aunt knew, Holly knew, but Holly was questioned about it in an interview, the one of very few that she ever did. She was asked.
Well, before you get to that, I was going to say, sorry, but there was one. It was interesting because the police said, well, we couldn't find anything of significance missing from the home. Well, is a trinket significant? I mean, so that's the thing. That didn't answer a damn thing,
Right, exactly. And he was clear to say trinkets, that they took them as trophies. Right. So was it a gang initiation killing? Is that the reason that happened? But he also claimed that there was a cell phone jammer used to kill all the signals in the house. The investigators would not confirm that. But I think, I'm not sure if it was the aunt or Holly, but one of them did say that Kathy always had her cell phone in her hand. And that if it was only one person, then the other one would have been trying to call out. If one perpetrator came in and was attacking Kathy, Samantha would have tried to call. And if Samantha was being attacked, Kathy would be trying to call. So was this true? I don't know. But if a cell phone jammer was used, I don't know. Can the police find that out?
But yeah, that's the thing is, how would they even be able to prove that? I guess what you could say is, during that time, there was no pings at all from any of their phones. The two, the daughter, Samantha or Kathy. Then it would be, that's odd, right? I mean, they're both there. Why weren't their phones? That's one way you could maybe prove it, I would think. Or at least suggest that there was a jammer.
That's true. Yeah, that would make sense. Well, when the sister was asked about the chair, she said, I have been asked by the police about the relative location of the chairs. That's one thing I'm not comfortable talking about. How they died isn't the main thing I want to think about. So I'm thinking the police asked her about the chairs.
Yeah, wouldn't they have known?
Did the dad go in? Did he move something? I don't know.
Well, it could be that the chairs, they want to know where the chairs were normally. And then now there's these chairs, like, was there normally one of these chairs in the corner of the living room? That kind of thing, right? So, like, they've probably been there multiple times, and the chairs weren't in the... They want to make sure that... try to verify the inmate's comment, basically. She sort of does in a way.
He was saying that they were tied to the chairs.
Yeah. And she sort of does a little bit, kind of verify it a little bit, because it's almost like the chairs are significant.
If they weren't, she's not comfortable talking about it.
Right.
So, just like most of these crazy cases, there were a lot of rumors. Bardstown's pretty small, and the gossip took over just like it did in Jason's case. They wanted to implicate his wife in that case, and in this case, investigators did look at Holly. Holly's pictured up here to see if there was any personal or financial motivation that she may have had to have done this. And again, she was away at college, but she got an inheritance and it was $50,000. So that's where the reward money came from. To shut people up, she put all of her inheritance money into the reward money for information on
So
their case.
the father didn't leave a sizable life insurance or anything. It's
I
all
know
the
that the life insurance had been paid out 7 months prior or months prior, but the inheritance that was left in her mother's will was about $50,000.
hmm. It'd be interesting to see what the layout was in that will.
Mm,
Was there? Well, I mean, after they all died, though, wouldn't she just get everything? I guess. I mean,
maybe. They
unless
never said how much money it was.
unless she broke it down and actually gave some to a church or something, and then all of a sudden, that might be all she gets.
She
But
may have left it, to go to the Special Olympics or
mhm.
I don't know. Uh, 4 months prior to what happened to them, Kathy made a post on Facebook. Earlier this afternoon, we heard a noise. I thought one of our two cats had knocked something over. We didn't find anything disturbed, so we thought it was nothing. Boy, were we wrong. A little while ago, Holly opens the front door to go outside to pick up the mail and finds both glass panes in our screen door shattered. We took pics and have carefully removed the loose pieces of glass in the glass frames. All the shattered glass pieces have been swept up off the front porch. Guess I'll be heading to Lowe's tomorrow to find replacements. Crazy how unexpected events happen. So underneath that post, her friends were like, that doesn't sound right, because there was no wind. And Kathy says, well, maybe a gust of wind caught it and it slammed and it broke both of the glasses of pane, because there were no rocks on the porch and there was nothing else around that could have broke it. But most of the people who were underneath that post were like, there's no wind. What would it get caught on? There's no damage to the door frame, because she had posted Christmas pictures and you see the door frame, it's perfectly good condition. So could that have anything to do with it? I don't know. It was a rumor out there on social media that maybe they were being looked at. And this was a quote from Samantha's aunt. She was bright, she was motivated, she was engaged, she loved school, she loved animals, she loved her family. And as much as I miss my sister, it's truly like you lose part of yourself, a hole that never gets filled. But it's almost in some ways harder, because you look at Samantha and you think about it, she would have been a credit to society. She would have succeeded in life and would have made a real contribution to society. Knowing she never got a chance to do that crushes your soul at times, because it's such a loss. They buried Samantha in her prom dress, actually, which is
that made me
just
sad. I was looking at that going, oh.
heartbreaking. And 8 years later, there are still no answers, no clues at all to what in the world could have happened to them. Nobody knows.
What do you have for the? It sounds like the main thrust of the attack was on Samantha. Like she was the object of whoever was there, she seemed to be the object of it. Like she was bashed in the head and
they crushed her skull
and stabbed her.
They beat her. She was stabbed multiple times. Her throat was slit. Her mother's throat was slit.
Yeah.
And her mother was shot.
Well, that's one of the things the inmate didn't get right. Because he didn't. No. He said only one of them had their throats cut.
He said they both had their throats cut.
Oh, come on, go back up there. I don't know. He might have said that.
They was stabbed, one was shot. Okay.
She said one had their throat slit.
Yeah, now I got to look that up again.
They was stabbed and one was shot, but maybe one had a puncture in the neck. So who knows?
Well, I know that they definitely said that Samantha took the brunt of most of what happened, but I would really feel that there were two people involved in this. There was no sign of forced entry. So did somebody ring the bell and maybe they had a gun? of course they did, because one of them was shot. Kathy was shot, and just said, "Get in the house." Maybe she opened the door and they pointed the gun. That's why there was no forced entry. People were trying to imply that maybe they knew them, but would they know people who were capable of doing this? I mean,
I thought there was wasn't there some information that there was a little damage on the door? I don't know if it was. Yeah, after the murder, right?
Yeah, but they said that they did not see any forced entry, that they felt like she opened the door and they came in. But there was a little bit of damage to the door jamb, but we don't know if that happened before that day or during that time, because they felt like it wasn't forced. So I don't know. Or the police said that they felt like it wasn't forced. Maybe they put that information, maybe they put out some information to see what people knew or what they didn't know when they were questioning people. But every single article that I read about this and on Facebook, people are baffled. They're just like, they were the nicest people.
Yeah, well, in this one, it seems like it's either they know the person or it's the gang thing. Because the gang initiation, they would do something really crazy that seemed personal, even though it's not. Like a random person wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff. You don't, unless you're a serial killer or something. But
Well, true. But I mean, gangs are usually in and out. They're not going to go spend any time in your house killing you, stabbing you.
And unless it's an initiation thing, and that was part of it. Hey, this is what we want you to do. Right?
Yeah.
Like who? I mean, I don't really. Maybe send a message to somebody else out there that's aware of why this happened, and they're not going to say anything because they don't want to be the next one. See, that would be kind of. That could be something that's going on. Is somebody knows what happened to them, and another person's been told, you don't want to have happen to you what happened to the Netherlands, do you? And they're like, oh shit. Now they're not going to say a damn thing about whatever it is that they knew, nor will they mention this, and they'll be quiet forever because they don't want to end up like them. I don't know if it's that gang. I mean, if it's some other reason other than just an initiation of some sort.
I felt that's what I really felt at first. Gang initiation. That felt right with this whole money gang situation that they have there. And then her talking to the inmates, and the inmates heard about it. Prison talk, it gets around fast. So he had some information. But I really find it weird in a small town with very little violent crime like this, that you've got these two plus Jason, then Crystal, then Crystal's dad. It feels off, and it feels like there are ties right back to the Houck brothers.
You think somehow this
it could. Now of course I want to dig because I feel like where's the string to this? There's got to be a string somewhere to this, but I don't know where it is yet.
All right, well, let's switch back to the middle monitor. So do the 3. You done with the slideshow?
Wait, I have to go back over here so I can stop sharing. Meeting controls. Show me those. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, God, that was so good.
Look at that.
Oh, man. We should have this little hidden counter.
Yeah, so we don't have to do it all out.
Yeah. So let me show you this one. But see, this is weird. This is totally different than the car image that you have. See, that isn't one you have. You have one that's next to a little grassy thing in a different background. I'll say it for you. Thank you, Riva.
Riva, hi, honey. No, they're the same gray.
Are you sure? Oh, come on. Let me see the one you got. It had like a grassy...
I'm trying to tell you, my friend, they're the same. It's just... Put yours up one more time. It has the little mail thing right there, right? The U.S. mail thing. Do it one more time.
No, I don't see these building behind your shot at all. Look.
Because it's kind of zoomed in, that's why. Oh, you don't have the mail thing, but you don't have the...
Here, put the image on Facebook. Either? Let me get that one.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to save it for you right here.
Maybe I just have a different version that you have.
Boop. hold on. I'm gonna send it over.
Yeah, so that's the car they're looking for right there. I'm gonna see if I can get this image. I want to make sure. That was weird. It looked totally different to me, but maybe it's zoomed in. Yeah, but
Let's see here.
I was just wondering if there was a different spot. I know where
All right, I
that's.
sent it.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's different. Yeah. Look in the background there. The car, the pickup truck there.
Yeah, there's
The lower
I
one.
thought mine was just blurred, but actually the car's going that way. So
Yeah.
they must have it on more than one.
Well, they're
'Cause
going.
that looks like it's in front of a garage.
And there's
door
also
or
that
something.
grass island. I think the one down there isn't even the
Oh
same
wait,
one.
though.
That's
Look
none of
at
them are the
this-
same. They're all different. They're all just different spot times. Like, see the cars back here?
Yeah, but it's the same street.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I was just looking at this one. So, on that one, they think the killing took place at around 8 o'clock at night, the day before that they were found, and that would have been
Right.
like right around sunset. And then I just looked at the businesses on the left, and there it is. Okay, so that's where not that image isn't good. Let's see. Yeah, this one. That's definitely the spot. See right
There
there.
you go. Yep. So they were driving past one of those doors right there.
So they're driving past that one, and I actually think these other ones might even be just a little bit before, and that's what you're looking at. So let me see your other picture. They just gave
How
different.
far is that from their home, Gray?
Gosh, just it seems like only hundreds of yards down the street. I'll give you the measurement in a minute. I just want to see if I can see where these other ones are. Hold on. So I know that's that spot, and then we've got. Get your image out here again.
It looks like mine
Yeah.
is
See, there's a
right
little-
at the beginning of the little door.
Yeah.
You see the little door?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think this is the grass right there
Mhm.
that you see, but the camera's obviously lower and it's back.
There you go.
So they just took a few different still frames of it and put it out there. And then there's the other one that's even. Well, those two are the same. Yeah, there's one black and white, but yeah, you
Yeah.
got-
Same ones.
yeah. So they just gave out two different shots, and then we'll go up in the air here, and they think they are so certain that the person or persons driving that were in the Netherlands home just prior to that. Like, how do it's so weird that they can say in the home. So
In 2014, did they have the Ring cameras? Or
I think it was a little bit before they became big. So if I went with miles, let me do. And it's a half mile, so I guess it's more than hundreds of yards.
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so they just took off, and they think that is the killer. And where is this heading? Kind of just in Bardstown. So
Yeah, because they lived directly outside of Bardstown, like right outside in Bottown or Botstown. I see Tommy Ballard's name up there.
Yeah, I've got pins all over the place. Look at this thing. Yeah, it's like her, Crystal Rogers' car was found right there. So we've already got all that stuff ready to go, but and we even have where Tommy Ballard. I know exactly where he was, right here on the ground. Yeah, what's that image? What is that thing? That's weird. What is that little something round?
Yeah.
But anyways,
It's odd.
yeah. So what do you guys think about that one? I think it sounds like it could also be somebody that liked the daughter too, and like he got the mother, didn't let them date, and she didn't, or some, I don't even know, she didn't even like him, probably is what it would be. And so he went in there and killed the mom, get her out of the way, and then he tortured her. I mean, I don't know, because why was she the main target of the killing?
Maybe she fought more. she's younger, she's
Yeah.
16, maybe she's feisty, and she's trying to attack him when he's attacking her mother. But
Yeah.
no, because then there would have been DNA under her fingernails or something. But I don't know. I don't know why she took the brunt of it,
Yeah. It
which
could.
makes
Yeah.
all of it is so frustrating.
Well, it could be though also that the mother was made to watch the daughter be beaten and beaten, and then she was just shot at that point. You know, but yeah, it's just such a bizarre killing because there's two just really good people that seemingly have no negative ties to anything. You know, you
At
got
all.
this like really smart, brilliant girl that just got accepted into some nice, I don't know if it was a private school or something.
Yeah,
But
it's like a gifted program through the college. So
yeah,
she would have
and
got to take the college courses early. She's going to go to prom. She's happy. She loves school. And I
yeah,
mean, her mom has like this fulfilling career, doing really good things. And
yeah, and it's a really hard work. I mean, teaching, what's the term? I don't want to use the incorrect.
special
Special needs.
education,
Yeah,
special needs. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
So,
that's hard work, and that means you really care a lot to be doing something like that. So she just seems like a really good person, and that's why the police are so baffled because it doesn't seem like there's no even a thread of a motive really for them to go on.
mm,
You know, like if you go, ooh, wow, she was fighting with this person or this person did that, and there isn't
no.
doesn't seem to be anything.
I'm reading could the brothers, if the mom or daughter had some knowledge of Ellis' murder or suspected something, could be a tie in the special needs community? I don't know. Could it have been gossip? Could people have been gossiping about Jason Ellis's murder? Maybe. I mean, we
Hmm.
know that there were a lot of rumors in there uh, because it's a small town, of course. Could somebody have said the wrong thing and
No,
it was
Judy.
overheard? Or, yeah,
And
yeah.
no, she wasn't engaged. She was only like 16 or 17. I mean, right?
Yeah, no, Samantha was just a kid. Somebody said junior proms for juniors. Wasn't she only a sophomore? My daughter's 16. She's a junior, but um,
I don't know. I mean, what does that mean though? I mean, what would that even? What's the
she
point
was
of looking
thinking
that
that
up?
perhaps she was going to the prom with a junior or a senior. Does anybody know who she was going to the prom with? Would he have a motivation or
Yeah.
that person? But I
I don't
haven't
know.
heard anything about
Wouldn't they just go to the?
the
Why
date.
not go to the prom? You know, you got the dress already. Why wouldn't you wait for that? I mean, it just seems I don't know. I think they probably
Yeah, take her
cleared
to the
that.
prom and then afterwards do something awful.
Yeah, or
I don't know.
maybe she rebuked him. She would have rebuked him, and then he would have done something. But that doesn't make sense to me at all. So,
Yeah. Gypsy's
uh,
comments. No, Gypsy retracted her comment. They're not deleting them. Her bodies were found inside their home where they lived. It was just the two of them living there. The dad had died 7 months prior from cancer.
colon cancer. Yeah, I've actually got the. If you want to see what he looks like, there was a.
Yeah, there were some pictures of the dad.
I just have the newspapers.com image, so let me just load it up. So it's weird. It's weird to read it. Where I mean, this happened on. I think it must have been. What is it? July 13th. And then you read down, and then you see Kathy, Netherland, and Holly,
Sad.
and Samantha. They're in the article as survivors, and then just a matter of 6 or 7 months later, they get murdered. I mean, they get murdered. He died of colon cancer, though. And then it's weird because in the paper, like I was just saying, is there is also one of them. I mean, it's pretty bizarre to me. Like, it's almost like the entire family
It's gone.
is gone except Holly. That's why a
And
lot of
Holly
people.
won't talk about it. She's gotten married. She's had children. It's just not somewhere she wants to revisit.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess when you lose your whole family, I could understand, but
I mean, it's an absolute nightmare. a lot of people were thinking they used her as a, the newest wild speculation. Like somehow she's the one that perpetrated all this or had something to do with it. And anybody can just, it's lazy though, to just, well, let's see. There's a life insurance, so therefore she killed everybody. And that's kind of what happens a lot. And there was no shred of evidence of any kind at all that she had anything to do with it.
Nothing. They looked for financial reasons. They looked for issues that anybody may have known about within the family dynamic. Her and her sister were close. Her and her mom were close. And they didn't really. Athena asked, "Do we know where they were exactly in the home? Were they in the same room?" I'm not sure.
Yeah, we don't know that. They've kept it really, close to the vest.
They've kept most of these quiet. The next one that we will talk about, Crystal's, because her family was so involved in her search, and there was a whole team of people involved. There's a ton more information, and in addition to her ex being extremely shady, there's a lot of information on that. Like, this might be a quick video that we're doing now, but the next one's probably going to be several parts. So it'll be part 3 and then several parts of 3.
Yeah, it's hard too because it's hard to know which. I guess you would have to do all the interviews before you get to Tommy, even, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because it's Tommy, the father of Crystal. I mean, he was like an investigator, I mean, I don't know if you ever watched that Oxygen series they had on it, but man, he had an entire, like, a box full of information.
Yeah, I mean, the parents were really building a case. They knew. They said we're only going to have one shot at this. And her mom, still now, she's passionate about. They want justice for Crystal. And I mean, can you blame them? I mean, I was going through photo by photo of their searches. It will, once we get to it, it was hard to even look at them today now. Going through those photos and just thinking they are out there day after day searching for their child. And they still haven't been able to find her. And then she loses her husband to this.
It'd be cool to actually talk to Sherry at some point. She did. She watched our first show, and she was happy with it. And she actually felt pretty emotional about hearing of what Chasing said. That when she heard about what happened to Tommy while listening to the podcast, she sat on the floor in the department store and was sad. Right.
And Walgreens,
yeah.
I didn't expect I didn't know about the story. That was the last thing I expected to hear. And you fall in love with Tommy throughout the podcast, so you're rooting for them and thinking, because I didn't know much at all last year about this case, so I'm listening and you're rooting for these parents, and then that part comes, and it was so shocking that happened. I couldn't control my emotions at all. But even looking at his pictures today, it's really difficult to think this poor man,
And she's
but
such,
it also
a nice
infuriates
lady.
you.
Yeah,
I'd like to smack the shit out of the Hawks, so they infuriate me.
Like Sherry is really, one of those really nice. One of the nicest people out there, and she, there are, I guess, apparently not a lot of people try to make the connection. I guess obviously there's a lot of people, but with Houck and Ellis, but it seems like it's pretty obvious. But I guess there's a lot of people that make the connection. They just don't really say it. I don't mind saying it because it's glaring. It's right there. I mean, they freaking worked at the same place. And a lot of the stuff in the Ellis case makes you believe it was somebody that had inside knowledge of his route and the timing and everything. So
there's not one thing that in reading, and I mean, it was last year when I discovered this case. There's so much that you read about them, and I dig, me. I mean, I'm doing Crystal's PDF now, and I'm up to like 29 pages or something. And there's not one redeemable thing that I've been able to find about either of these brothers. Just not anything that I'm like, well, maybe. No, no. The way that
Hmm.
they've behaved, they've been very dismissive about this situation. They're just not guilty and they don't have anything to say. And it's baffling to me that this is the father of little Eli, and he's not out there searching for her. When Sherry says to him, I'm going to go file a missing persons report, he's like, yeah, you should do that. And just goes on about his day like nothing's going on. I just am that guy. When we get there, it's a whole different situation.
I heard he caught a spider and put it outside once. So I'll give
Did
him
he?
that. Yeah.
I don't even believe that to be true, Gray. I don't think he did that. I
There's
think
no
you're
way.
lying.
There's no way.
I
You,
think he
you
crushed
would
it.
though. You would though. I know you would.
I do. Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
We have spiders who live in my house.
I
They
kill
live
every
way
one
up
of-
on the high ceilings.
Yeah. I kill every one of them. So,
No, I don't kill the spiders.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mama She. No, we don't kill the spiders here. Thank you. No. Uh-oh. Please hold. My daughter's at work. She's calling.
You'll probably get a approval letter from PETA. Yeah. So, man, I wish there was a bigger movement of people talking about this case, but unfortunately, there's a certain point where, law enforcement needs to have kept doing updates and maybe giving a little more information here and there to get people really fired up about it. That's one of the things that sometimes law enforcement fails at, is keeping it out in the public's eye and putting out information that will make people enthusiastic to keep covering it, because there's a certain point where you just sort of run out of information.
Thank God for podcasts.
Yeah.
Because they do cover a lot of this stuff. And that's how I learned so much about the cases. And then there were a lot of articles, if you do the right date searches, there's tons of information out there. But unless you're strange like me and want to spend, 5 hours reading, you're probably not going to want to look into it, because there's a lot of information out there about
Crystal's
the Howe
case.
brothers.
Yeah.
Especially Brooks. He is that guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of shady stuff they've been doing. Hey, but you guys, if you're not channel members, you should consider being a channel member, and it helps support the channel. And we're actually talking about doing a percentage of the the revenue from this channel to charities at the end of the month as well. So we're just gonna be making a difference everywhere. Let's see. And that would be part of the revenue.
Podcast on Crystal. It's called Bardstown. That's the name of it. You can look it up on any of the podcast apps. It's there. It's really well done.
The HLN, or not HLN, Oxygen show on it was pretty good too.
It was good, yeah. I just watched it again last night.
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many episodes was that? Wasn't that like?
They have a ton of clips on there, and you just keep clicking around, and then it'll take you to some YouTube ones where people recorded it. So, and I also had watched it probably early summertime this year, but I wanted to see it again. Yeah, Unresolved does have one too. I really like the Bardstown ladies delivery. Unresolved's good too.
I think Unresolved was one that I was listening to part of it. It's just
I love their website. We used him actually as a source for some of it. Unresolved's website. The person has a great website on it. A lot of details in there.
Awesome. Well, I guess we don't really have much more to say about this case, but hope it gets solved. Somebody recognizes that that vehicle, but they've already checked every single one. There was like 90 something that exact model around in the area, and it never led to anything. So it's almost like somebody came in from somewhere else or borrowed somebody's car, right?
Mm-hmm. It says a group of retired detectives were brought in to oversee a relaunched investigation in 2017, which included reviewing other local cases, including Jason's case. And they've been really looking deep at the Bardstown cases. But still...
Yeah, and there's no way there wasn't... somehow DNA wasn't left by the killer.
Right.
They need to revisit every single thing. Hopefully they kept the chairs, they kept anything that they were tied up with.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, the door. I mean, if they wore gloves, it makes it harder, but something falls off, a hair, it's just got to be something.
Yeah, you have to pray that there's something there, but if there were, and it was gang related, most of the gang members, or several of them, their DNA is on file. So they're probably, excluding them. Well, who the hell's left after that?
Welcome.
I don't know.
Welcome, country butterfly.
Country butterfly.
See, I don't squish butterflies. Although when I was a kid, I was swinging this little metal. When you're a little kid, you're just trying to hit like a moth or something. You're running around like trying to hit this moth, and then I fell on the ground, and then I got this cut on my leg that was like 3 inches deep and 7 inches. It just literally was on this beer bottle, and I couldn't walk for like 6 months.
I'm not gonna say you didn't deserve.
Oh, come on! I didn't even hit the damn thing. A moth? It was
You were trying.
It was a caterpillar before that.
Which they're adorable.
Okay.
What are you doing, sir?
Hey, name a kid that didn't run around chasing after butterfly.
Me. I chased around and I had bug kits.
Yeah,
I would catch them and put them in aquariums and make it beautiful, even though they all died because they were suffocating in there.
Yeah, she had a like a lasso and would just gently throw it around the moth and pull it in.
No, I would catch them like this.
Oh yeah, and just so look at that's what I'm doing with my hand. Look at it. Look at it.
I wasn't trying to swash them. I was just catching them. And then I bring them inside.
Yeah, and here's the thing, everybody. You cut to the real scene in the movie. She puts it between her hands and then goes like that. And
liar. Never.
That's the actual scene in the movie. But we hear this. Oh, I just
lies and videos, lies.
Yeah.
I loved bugs when I was little. They were my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, I won't microwave them. You heard my fly story?
Nobody likes that story, Gray.
Let me tell it again. Now, the way it was,
it was horrible.
I won't do it.
And I hate flies. They're the one bugs I do really hate a lot. But please don't tell the fly story. That is so bad.
It is pretty bad. It made a lot of sense, but...
Oh, yeah. It made a lot of sense. Scott thought it was hysterical.
Yeah.
So I was like...
He's probably thinking, man, that's something I might have thought of.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible. Well,
that's it, you guys.
When do you think for the next one?
Well, it's up to you, really.
Let's go with Thursday because I have a lot more to put into this.
Yeah, but we can just do a part. You don't have to just keep hurriedly, adding to it. Like we could just pick up to this point. Maybe send me the same.
Right now, I'm right around the following year. I'm just starting on the following year, so we start Crystal's off on July 3rd, 2015, and I am at when Danny Singleton gets arrested, so December to January. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of info, but I don't know. We'll decide Wednesday or Thursday coming up.
Wow, do that again. How did you do that with your mouth? It looked like a rabbit.
I am a rabbit.
No, it just wiggled really fast. You can't even imitate it again, I don't think.
I could, but now you're making me laugh.
It's like,
oh my God. Yeah, see, so we're gonna kind of be screwed because Brooks is interviewed July 8th, and we're gonna play that, and that's like what, an hour, right?
Yeah, they're usually pretty long like that. I mean, I could maybe edit out. Let me see if I can edit out the. Well, some of the silent parts interesting though.
Yeah, I don't think we should edit anything.
Yeah, let's just leave it. We'll just play it and stop it when we feel like it. Might take a couple hours actually, but
yeah, he takes a polygraph. So maybe we end it there, right? Brooks takes the polygraph because the next thing is about his brother Nick.
Well, I thought Nick
He
took the
also
polygraph.
has an interview on the 15th.
I don't remember Brooks' polygraph one. I remember Nick having one. Yeah. Okay, Nick. Yeah. The Nick polygraph.
No,
one.
Brooks took a polygraph.
Well, I thought Brooks was in there just being interviewed, and then that's when Nick called him up and said, "Hey, you know."
No, different days.
I don't
Brooks
know.
took
I've
a
never
lie
seen.
detector test, and the results were inconclusive.
Is that a video though of Brooks taking the?
I don't think there's a video of it. No.
Oh, because the Nick.
Because Nick doesn't take his polygraph until July 24th.
Well, the interview after. Well, I don't even think his polygraph is recorded either. But the interview after Nick's polygraph I think is one of my favorite ones because the FBI guy in that one just thought he was so clever, and Nick's just. Come on, dude. I mean, it's weird. It's just weird. I don't like Nick at all.
Oh,
but I also didn't like how lame that guy was in that interview. So I was just the whole time I kept finding myself.
See, we're in a difference of opinion. I like that guy.
Oh God, he was just listen, Nick. Listen. It's not if you did it. It's why. You know why? It's just come on, dude. And Nick.
I liked him a lot.
Oh God, man. Here, when you're watching it again. Let's see. I can sell it that it was actually sort of funny. I mean, it was there got to a point where Nick was just looking at him like, yeah, this isn't working. Yeah, that technique isn't going to work. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you weren't going to get anything out of any of them. Unfortunately, I wish they did get something out of them, but nothing's helped. Nothing's worked.
So that'll be it'll be interesting when we get started on that. So maybe Thursday, you're saying, or
Wednesday or Thursday, one or the other. We'll decide, and then we'll.
Well, let's see. Today is Sunday, so on the 4th, I'm getting a tooth pulled, and then on the 5th, I'm getting my second shingles vaccine, which I guess apparently makes the first one I felt a little icky. So what day is that? So today, that'll be 3rd is Monday, 4th Tuesday, 5th Wednesday. So I don't know Thursday. Well, I mean, maybe if we can.
How you'll be feeling? I mean, we could do it Friday too, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Fine for me. All of the days are good right now, except for I have a vet appointment, but that'll be super in the morning. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you to Anthony B. River Vegan. TCE, Mama She 13,
my honey,
Your Gypsy, and then welcome to Country Butterfly, Sarah M, and River Vegan again.
Thank you guys.
So you don't eat fish when you're on the river? I mean, that's so weird.
Listen, don't play with River.
I'm just kidding. All right, you guys. Thank you
guys for coming over.
Yeah, and hope you found that interesting. There just isn't a ton of detailed information of what went on inside the house. They haven't put that out there yet.
Not yet.
All right, so that's it. We'll see you guys. Be safe until next time. And what do you say?
I love you so much.
There you go.
No, I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, God.
I was talking to Riva.
Here we go again.
Bye, guys.
Oh, boy.